Assalamu alaikum. Hello, welcome back to our channel. We are the Muslim Family Adventurers. Today's video is a tip type video. So 5 tips or 5 Islamic religious supplications that one can make to remove negative energy, anxiety, and any whispers from the devil, shaitan, whether that's through whispers of Satan, coming into our hearts, or whether it's from people, whispers of people that come into your family dynamics and creates anxiety. So I wanted to hop in here and share five of these du'as or Islamic supplications or tips that we do as a family that helps to kind of detox and cleanse out any negative vibes in the home and within from people, from relationship interactions and things like that, and just to remove that from your home. Ask God for guidance, ask God for light, and just keep a clean and, I guess, stress-free home environment. So I'm gonna jump right into it. So 5 tips, 5 Islamic supplications or Islamic tidbits that we do that help to keep a clean energy in our home. And we do this on a regular basis. Some things I need to incorporate back into our home environment we used to do in the past. We've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit. So some of these things are tips for myself also. So please understand that this is a reminder for myself, a reminder for my family, for my kids, and it's also something that I'm sharing with you guys just because it came to mind. All right, so let's jump right into it. Number one is ruqya. So this is a compilation of special du'as that the Prophet ﷺ has taught us, and they, compiling them all together and reciting them. It's only, like 30 minutes or so, but what it does is when I listen to it, and I have it memorized, and when I listen to it, I feel like, I feel just so relaxed. So if I feel like I'm stressed out, anxious, and sometimes I don't know why, though, I'm feeling those things. As soon as I turn ruqya on, I almost feel like a detox, like I'm juicing or cleansing my body. So I have this. I can share the link below in this comment section box below to show you what compilation I listen to. And what this does is it just kind of relaxes me and makes me realize that all my affairs, anything that I'm stressed out about, all my affairs, I'm handing it over to God, and I'm letting God take care of it and letting God take care of me. Just like I know I've mentioned this before, and allowing myself to lean back into God and just enveloped in His arms and just being taken care of like a child. So ruqya helps with that. So ruqya is this compilation of special dua, special Islamic supplications that the Prophet has shared with us, and it helps us as a family to relax. And I'd say this is the number one thing that really cleanses us out. All right, number 2. So number 2 is Surah Baqarah, and this is something that many of you know. Surah Baqarah should be recited in your home. We know that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Do not turn your houses into graves. Verily, shaitan does not enter a home where Surah Baqarah is recited." This is the 2nd chapter in the Holy Quran. It is a very long surah. And this hadith, by the way, that I shared, this saying is reported in Muslim. So this is a very long surah, and it is recommended to recite it every 3 days or so in your home. And what this does is it, again, do not turn your homes into graves. And the Prophet mentions graves because the angels, it's not somewhere that the angels are probably hanging out at. And so we want the angels to come to our home. We want there to be blessing. We want there to be pathways of light just going from our home, radiating upwards towards God. Like, we pray 5 times a day. We supplicate to God all the time. We know that angels come into surroundings where God is being mentioned. And so we want, like, literally, I mentally tell myself, my kids and myself, this is like, think of it as pathways of light that is going from your home, all the way up to God. And so you want these pathways to be like zing, 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 and constantly going. And so having Surah Baqarah in your home is kind of like making this home base, so making this a Noor house. And so recite Surah Baqarah in your home. It is a long surah, so at minimum, turn it on your phone, put it on loud, and let it let that, the recitation kind of play out to all the corners of your home. So that helps. That's something I need to restart, because sometimes what I end up doing is I don't make it a prevention. I use it as a treatment. So when I am feeling sad, I'm doing this, but I'd rather like to incorporate this in my life as a prevention, so that every 3 days it's just second nature in my home, and that's a goal for me. All right, number 3. So we said first one was Ruqya, the compilation of these special du'as that help to remove negative energy. Number 2 is recitation of Surah Baqarah in your home at least every 3 days. And number 3 is reciting durood on the Prophet. And durood, as we know, is the special blessings of peace and on him and his family. And so reciting this anytime, this is very personal actually. So anytime you are on a personal level sad, just under your breath, just reciting durood, or if you're stressed or if you're anxious, just recite durood to yourself. And sometimes as a family, we do it as a family. You've seen us when we go to Arizona, when we're at the Grand Canyon, or when we're at waterfalls in Pennsylvania. We are reciting durood as a family. And what that does is just, again, you want the angels around you, the angels to take the salams that you're giving to the Prophet, just that would be so beautiful that they're around you. They're happy when you're sending peace out into the world, and specifically onto the Prophet ﷺ and his family. So that's, I think the more you do that, the more you recite durood, and the more you bring it on your tongue and keep your tongue moist with it anytime you feel stressed, you'll somehow you find inner peace inside. And we know how. We know that if we give peace out to the world, specifically to the Prophet ﷺ, and our love to him, Allah will put peace and love into our hearts also. So this is a very personal thing that you can do. You can do this as a family. You can do this very on a personal level too. But just reciting durood over and over and over again on the Prophet, sending peace and blessings on the Prophet, on the Prophet's family. This will get you peace and blessings on you and your family, inshallah, inshallah. All right, so number 1 was Ruqya, number 2, Surah Baqarah, number 3 was durood, and number 4 is very simple, to say astaghfirullah over and over again, repeat it. And the way I like to think of it is sometimes astaghfirullah has been used as a way to kind of like reprimand people, and I don't think that's what it should be. I think it should be something that you're asking God's forgiveness for yourself, and it's almost as if you want your heart, like a window wiper to be cleaned. And so every time you say astaghfirullah, like you imagine your heart being cleaned up, so astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. You're just cleaning your heart over and over again, and it brings you and you associate it with relief and cleansing instead of reprimanding. So that this might take a little bit of a mindset shift with that one. With astaghfirullah is keep it on repeat, keep it on your tongue, and instead of it being like an anger or a reprimand, it should be more of a association with relief and cleansing and forgiveness, and just asking refuge with God from shaitan, and seeking refuge with God. So you're basically running behind God, and that's, and saying, God, just protect me. I don't want to be near the devil. I don't want to be near anything negative, anything that's stressful or anxious. You protect me, God. Just keep me safe. And so it's kind of like you're a way of a relief that you're going to God as a safe haven. So that's my new mindset shift on astaghfirullah. Like that's, I've been teaching this to my kids too, so that it's not considered like astaghfirullah, you're so bad. Yeah, hopefully you switch that up. All right, so number 1, Ruqya. Number 2, Surah Baqarah in your home. Number 3, reciting durood often. Number 4, saying astaghfirullah often, seeking refuge with God often. And number 5 is a very, very specific dua that we find in Sahih Bukhari. And this is a dua that you can recite anytime you feel overwhelmed, burdened, stressed, anxious. And I do recite this dua often, and I will share this with you guys. So the dua is in Arabic. I'll recite it in Arabic, and then I'll give the translation in English. And I'll also write the English translation, or maybe post a link down below. That's what I'll do. I'll put a link down below. So I'll put a link for the Ruqya and a link for this specific dua I'm about to share, that you can just memorize at any time you feel overwhelmed at work, or you feel stressed out from the kids, or you feel overwhelmed from finances, or whatever it is that you feel sad about. you recite this dua. All right, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So the dua is Allahumma inni a'udhu bika من الهم والحزن والعجز والكسل والبخل والجبن وضلع الدين وغلبة الرجال. O Allah, I seek refuge in you from anxiety and grief, from weakness and laziness, from miserliness, from cowardice, from being overwhelmed with debt and being overpowered by men or people. So this dua kind of hits it all. It kind of hits all the negativity in life that can come from thought but lead to action also, and cause you to be overwhelmed. So it can be anything from internal feelings of sadness, grief, anxiety, to outward actions of miserliness or laziness, or being overpowered by others that you don't want to be overpowered by, or feeling like you have loss of control, or you loss of freedom or free will, or whatever it is that you're feeling at that moment that is causing those internal struggles. This dua hits it both. It hits the outside actions and the outside manifestations of people's behavior or your own behavior that's causing you to feel inwardly depressed or sad. So this dua hits it all. So again, this is a very nice dua. It helps to keep you just, anytime you're feeling stressed out, man, Allah, just take care of me. That's what it is. It's just take care of me. So this is my tip. These are my 5 things that I like to do. And this is a reminder for myself, first and foremost, is I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. And so I do go through feelings of sadness, negativity, anxiety, and I am susceptible to the whispers of shaitan. And so instead, this is a reminder for myself that instead of seeking reliance on others and seeking comfort in people, I would like to, and I do this consciously myself, but I would like to be better at this, that I use these 5 du'as to build my connection with God. And I'm teaching my kids the same thing, to build this connection with God. So this helps with internal problem solving skills, where you're almost talking to God and laying it out that this is the issue, and I'm seeking your help, and I'm seeking your guidance in this issue. And I don't like living in this problem, and I would like to get out of it, and I would like to solve it. So try these 5 techniques, and I hope these work for you, and I hope they work for your family, and just something to, our religion, alhamdulillah, we're so lucky. We're so lucky that our religion gives us these tools of how to deal with situations that aren't ideal. And I think we're very, very lucky to have these tools out there. Sometimes we don't know they're out there, or sometimes we, sometimes we think that maybe if we rely on other things first, they might give us comfort. But I think you should, for me personally and my family, I'd like us to train our brains to rely on God first. And God always, obviously, these tools that are outside also to help with sadness and anxiety are tools given from God. But I personally would like to get to know myself a little bit better and go inward more first before I seek outward help. And that's just my strategy. Everybody has their own strategy. You are welcome to use your own strategy. But that's just my strategy, that I'd like to kind of think things out through before seeking outside help, and then figure it out from there. But problem solving, that's my jam. So if I have a problem, I'm gonna solve it. And these are all supplications, tips that help to kind of take the clouds away when I'm feeling dampened or down, and think clearly with a clear head. So I hope these are helpful. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys use to help remove negative energy, anxiety, and the whispers of devil and the whispers of shaitan from an Islamic perspective. I would love to know and incorporate that into my family. Take care, guys. I have a wonderful, wonderful week. See you guys soon. Assalamu alaikum. And please subscribe. Join the family. Assalamu alaikum.